Am I crooked? This light is too much for me. Hey, Soul Squad. Whew. Your hair look good. Is this light too bright? I know there's not going to be a lot of people in here yet because be like, what? She's doing on the couch? Yes, she is. I know. Let me scoot it back some. How was that? There we go. Oh, I forgot. I got my TV on. So I'm live. Hey, hi everybody. Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing. I just got finished watching my sister live. I'm trying to find mine so I can read y'all comments. Hey, hello. Hey, Lakeisha. Hey, Candy. Hey, Joy. Hey, Carla. Hey, Yolanda. Hey, Sister Tia. I see you, girl. How everybody doing? Hey, Tennessee, Nikki. What's up, my soul squad? How everybody doing today? Yes, I made it. I made it to a on the couch. I owe you guys a whole bunch of them, don't I know. The December ones we didn't finish. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are watching on the couch. I am so glad you guys are tuned in and are here with me. Okay, before we get started, who has had this in a long time? I like to thank God for waking us up, spending another day with our family and friends, because that alarm clock didn't wake you up. He did. Can we get a No, I'm saying, can we get an amen? Amen. And like I told you guys, I've been finding myself, no, next Saturday. I just talked to my brother today. Um, We're gonna bring bingo back next Saturday. A lot of people been asking me about bingo. I just haven't been right to do anything, y'all. But next Saturday, the music, the bingo, and then let me know how much you guys really enjoyed the bingo. It's not like I was pushing it on you guys, because I always told you, whenever you get tired, let me know. And we will cut bingo out. And I've been getting so many emails and so many stuff about bingo. And I can tell everybody, everything is coming back. It's just coming back slowly. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you, if I don't have one issue or another issue, one of my Soul Squad said it, and I said that's what I should say. When it rains, it pours. You know, my mom, me, then my son, and then the other day, y'all know, since I'm trying to, eat different things and stuff like that, I had an allergic reaction to something. I was laying in the bed. I said, okay, I'm good. My finger got to itching. And my finger was itching. I was scratching. And next thing you know, girl, I had my leg up in the air. Yeah, she could lift her leg up. I had my leg up in the air, scratching all behind my leg, on the side of my leg. I was scratching all in my arm and everywhere in my breast. And I was like, what is going on? Why I'm itching? And I said, oh my God, what I'm allergic to? I have never, ever been allergic to anything in my life. You know what the doctors say, are you allergic to this, allergic to that? You say no. I had never been allergic to anything in my life. Y'all, I was scratching my legs, my feet, at the bottom of my foot. And you scratching the bottom of their foot like this. Oh, that itch right there. And I kept trying to figure out what it was, what's going on, why what's going on. So I ordered me some no, I didn't order the Benadryl till after. So I'm itching and I'm scratching. And I'm like, I got an allergic reaction. What did I eat? What did I have? Next thing you know, I feel something tight. My mouth was tight. When I say it was tight, my mouth was so tight. I go to the bathroom. I'm gonna show y'all a picture. My damn lips was this big. I said, no. I said, what is going on with me? Can y'all see my lips? Look at my lips. I took pictures. Look at this. My lips. Look at my lips, y'all. I said, what the fuck? And I told my son, I called my sons. I said, y'all come and look at me. And look in the mirror. I took pictures. I got so many pictures. Look at this one. And the reaction all over my skin and everything. And I said, oh no. I said, what the hell? I said, you know what? I'm tired. I said, I'm done. My son said, what you mean? I said, "Girl, every time I turn around since the end of 2020, something is going on me. I said, now what the hell is going on me? Do I need to go to the doctor? And my son said, no, you don't need to go to the doctor. I said, they said, what you had? I said I had the pink lipstick on because y'all saw me in the video. I had the pink lipstick on and I had Chick-fil-A. I ordered a chicken wrap in lettuce. My brother. Let me tell my brother I'm in. Antoine, let me call you back. I'm live. I'll call you back. Um, I had a Chick-fil-A. I had a chicken wrap because you know I'm not supposed to eat bread. So I ordered a chicken sandwich and I had it, no bun, just the lettuce and stuff. And I said, that's all I had. And I done had Chick-fil-A before, So I said, how did Chick-fil-A do it? And I said, and I had wore the pink lipstick before. And this happened 3 days ago. And y'all, this happened. I ordered Benadryl. Y'all know me. I get on my app. I ordered some Benadryl, and I took that Benadryl. It took 2 days for my mouth to go down. The itching stopped. But it was like I got the fast food because it was just chicken. I'm not eating hamburgers. We don't do no beef. I didn't do no bread. I didn't feel like cooking. So I said, what can I eat? I said, I'll get Chick-fil-A. It was a chicken sandwich and it was wrapped in lettuce. I used lettuce for bread, no bread. So I was like, what? And to this day, yeah, I think it was a combination of them both. That's what I said too. She said it doesn't matter, beef, chicken, all fast food. Okay, all fast food. Sometimes you get tired. You don't feel like cooking, and you be trying to choose healthy options. Okay, I'll get a chicken sandwich, but I don't get no cheese on it. I don't get no bread. You get it wrapped in lettuce, and then you can eat that. That's good. But I was this. I was scared. I was like, I said, is this somebody trying to tell me something? My health is just like plateauing. I'm like, what is going on? So still to this day, this happened 3 days ago. And not supposed to did a video. And I didn't make a video because I saw my lips was still swollen. And I said, I ain't, so people gonna be like, what's wrong with your lips? What happened to your lips? But I just want to talk about, I had an allergy reaction to something, and I still don't know what it was. So I'm not wearing that pink lip gloss anymore, and I'm not eating Chick-fil-A no more. My daughter-in-law said, but you used to eat Chick-fil-A in the past, so it can't be Chick-fil-A. I said, at this point, I don't know what it is. I said, what if my whole face would have swelled up or something, or it would have went to my heart. So now I don't even know what it was that gave me the allergy reaction. But I said, I'm just done. I said, I'm cooking my own food from now on because I know what I put in it. I know what seasons I put on it. And I said, and I'm not wearing the pink lip gloss no more. But like I said, I had take some cinnamon pills. It helps to keep you sugar down. Okay, I'll get that. No, I don't take my medicine somewhere. It's in my pocket. No, but I don't take that one for blood pressure. The one I take to get one for A. Um, yeah, so that really scared me, y'all. Y'all want to see that again? Cause that is crazy. Look at my lips. Look at that. That That was crazy. That was an allergic reaction for your butt. That would have scared anybody. And all my sons was like, ooh, look at you. I was like, oh my God. Only thing I could do is that I ordered the medicine. I took the two Benadryls and I just laid down and went to sleep. Cause I was itching so bad I couldn't stop. I felt like I was gonna feel like I was about to bleed. I was scratching so much and I couldn't stop. And so buy organic produce if possible. Yeah, I try to catch some organic stuff on sale. Oh, because that medicine did your lips like that. Yeah. So hey Ty, hey DC Kool Aid DC. So I had that episode that scared me. Y'all, I just don't know, but I am trying my best. Y'all just don't know. I'm so afraid to eat this. I'm so afraid to eat that. I am Then our body changed with age, like girl, I don't know what it was, but it scared the heck out of me. And for 2 days, I thought it was my soap. I was just naming all kinds of stuff. And then when I saw my lips, I was like, it had to be something I put in my mouth. Because for your lips to swell up like that, it had to go through this way, right? So, and that's the only things I could think of. Hey, Miss Scott, how you doing? Hey, Pebbles. Yeah, so I've been dealing with that for 3 days. So that's why I only made two videos this week because I had a third video that I wanted to make, but Thursday, your girl was looking like that. It started Wednesday night and then all day Thursday. I was like, I ain't going on camera looking like that. I mean, I'll come on camera looking a whole lot of something, but I ain't coming on camera with no big ass lips. Looking like, what my daughter-in-law told me? She said, you look like you would have got lipo in your lips. She said, you got botched. That was she told. She said, you look like you went and got lipo in your lips and you got botched. I said, yeah, I got botched all right. Yeah, that was so funny, y'all. But I survived it. Hey, Shadonna, how you doing? Yes, I got over it. It's a medicine you're taking us causes swelling. Uh, I'll let my doctor know, Pebbles. I got an up and coming appointment, so I must definitely let him know. But you're right. But only reason I didn't think was the medicine, because I've been taking the medicine since all this stuff started. So that's why I think it was something that's why I was trying to figure out whether it's something I did that day because I didn't think of it being the medicine because I've been taking medicine since December and it's January and nothing and this is the first time this that reaction came about. Hey Miss Jenkins, hey Pamela, hey Low Life in the house. Yes, I like been missing you. Yes. Oh y'all, FYI, Sunday movie night will be back. Everything is coming back. The videos are coming back. I'm just moving at a slower pace, but a comfortable pace for me. But so Sunday, the movies are coming back. I am going to show you guys this hilarious movie with Tiffany Haddish called Like a Boss. I don't know. It was at the movie theater last year. Some of you guys may have already seen that. I'm not sure. But I looked at it last week on Hulu. And when I tell you, it was so funny. Because sometimes I look at Tiffany Haddish movies and I'd be like, she'd be a little bit over the top. Sometimes through her acting, this is my personal opinion. On the last one of her movies I saw, I was like, she trying too hard. And when they try too hard, the jokes don't come across. They don't be funny, and it leaves a funny like whatever. I don't think that was good. And some of her movies I done seen with that, I looked at it and I'd be like, she trying too hard. She not funny. You could tell when somebody's acting and they deliver a joke or they deliver something that's supposed to be comedic in a type of situation in the movies she be in, and I'll look at them and I'll be like, it don't make me laugh because I see like she trying too hard. And so sometimes I'll be like, that's not funny. She did too much. It didn't come across right. But when I saw Like a Boss, she did an amazing job. I told my sister and I told my son, y'all need Tia said she already seen it. I said it wasn't over. And immediately, so I knew I couldn't be wrong because immediately the first thing I told Tia, it was a good movie. I said she didn't overcompensate. I said she didn't overact. I said her jokes wasn't too far out there. I said they made, when she said it, it came across, they made me laugh. I said it was a good movie. I said I would love to show this movie to my Soul Squads because this is one of the movies where I think she gave her best. Where that she didn't she didn't overcompensate. She didn't overact. She didn't say things that was not relatable to the situation. Whoever wrote and did the jokes for that movie, they either knew that she used to overcompensate or she used to overact, and they brought it all the way down, and it was an enjoyable movie to watch. And I laughed every time she did or said something. I laughed my butt off. And the little white girl that was in the movie with her, I don't know her name. She was a little funny girl too, but she was more on the serious side. And with her being serious and Tiffany Haddish jokes and not being serious, they and it could have been who she was working with, because some actors don't work well together. So it could be who they had her team up with, that cast, the people that and Thelma Hyatt playing it too. It could be who they teamed her up with, and they had, all of them had so, the chemistry between all of them was so good, it made the movie good. And so I applaud her. That was one of her best movies. I loved her in Girlfriends when they went on that trip with Jada and all them. Some parts was a little bit overacted, but some parts she brought home. That was I liked her in that with Jada Pinkett and Queen Latifah. Girls a girls trip or girls something. I think she did a good job in that. But other than that, and she was with Kevin Hart. I think she overacted too much. I didn't like that school movie when they had to go to school. He had to get his GED or high school diploma. I didn't like that. I think both of them was trying too hard with the jokes. It came off to me where I was like, yeah, Girls Trip. Thank you. That she did good in it. That was a good movie. I didn't like the concept of the when she played the teacher. It was just too much. It was a little bit too over the top. That's why I told you I always want to be a movie critic. Somebody say I should just start another channel. I'm doing movies, but other than that, yeah, she did a good job. It was a good watch. So don't go look at it before Sunday because I'm gonna show it to you guys. Excuse me, and it's called Like a Boss, and it was really good. And I think this is one of her second movies that she did a great job in. Her first movie was Girls Trip. She delivered. It wasn't too much, but it was funny. And then this movie, Like a Boss, the people that she was with in this movie really, they had good chemistry, and it made the movie turn out to be well. So what else? I don't know what to talk about, y'all. Y'all got to tell me what y'all want me to talk about. It's been such a long time since we did on the couch. Now, I do know I owe you guys to finish doing the giveaway. We're gonna finish that next month in February. Thank you. You remember the curtains that I showed you guys in the video, and I told you I bought them too short. And then my mother, I said I was gonna give them to my mom. My mom said they was too short for her window. I said, guess what? I ain't giving to nobody. I'm gonna use. Why am I thing? Oh, buffer. I apologize, guys. The internet, I can't control the internet. This thing got a life of its own. But I'm sorry it happened. Yeah, one night in Miami, I saw the previews just before I came on. I was on Amazon Prime because I was like, what movie I'm gonna look at after I eat some breakfast? Because your girl still be taking her time. I ain't ate nothing yet. I took my medicine and everything. But I was trying to figure out what I'm gonna look at, and I saw that one night in Miami supposed to be like what Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X, and I think it's like four of them. I forgot who they said they met up for one night to talk about civil rights and all this stuff. So I said I was gonna look at that, but y'all, I saw the preview of this movie called The Lie. If you got Amazon Prime, these are my two movies that I'm gonna look at tonight. It's called My Life. Oh, I think I saw that My Life on Hulu already. Um, it's called The Lie. If you got Amazon Prime, it's an Amazon original. And when I looked at the previews, the things people do for their children, and just to break it down, a quick preview, I said, "Ooh, I'm looking at this." The preview was about the girl killed her best friend, told her mother and father, and the parents cover it up. I mean, that's why it's called The Lie. When the previews got it, when they covered it up, these parents will go out their way to um cover up what their child did. Instead of, I don't know, my child comes to me and say, "Hey, I killed somebody." First of all, I'll be like, "What you mean you killed somebody? You gotta break me the situation down. What you mean you killed somebody?" Because I need to know, was it in self-defense? What happened? Tell me the story. Now, the way she said, I just pushed her off the bridge. Like she just did it. I just pushed her off the bridge. Oh, you saw The Lie. It was good, but definitely a big twist. Oh, don't tell me, ASMR. Don't tell me, because when we get off of here, that's the movie I'm about to watch. I said, "Ooh, I gotta see this. What in the world is going on?" And you say it's a big twist. I'm gonna look at it and we're gonna talk about it. Because I said I'm gonna look at it. Yeah, that's how we'll be going to jail. So thankful. It's called The Lie on Amazon Prime, and Like a Boss on Hulu. But I'm gonna show Like a Boss this Sunday on our movie in Discord. I'm bringing the movie back 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and I'm gonna show Like a Boss this Sunday. Yeah, but and that's speaking of the law. We talking about jail. 2 weeks ago, we could go. Tia was live, and somebody had said, "Ooh, they saw a mugshot that looked like Jackson." And somebody, "Ooh, they hope Jackson ain't in no trouble." I said, "Child, Jackson 16 up, still up underneath his mama. Jackson ain't doing nothing with nobody. Can't do nothing with nobody. Jackson in the room." So we all said we all have our lookalikes. Okay, so we got through that, and then we start talking about, if your child will go to jail, we don't do jail, and this and that and the other. And I was like, it depends on if I do jail. Because for me, because I had a man that was in jail. And if I could go see this MF in jail, who wasn't no good to me, sending money to, and my kids' father and everything, I most definitely, if one of my children get in trouble, could support them while they're in jail. I would have to go see them. But it depends on their situation. Because we were just talking about period. If your child go to jail, would you support them? And I was just like, I will have to. It depends on, because for one, whatever they did, they in there paying dues for their crime. I said, then two, people make mistakes. We raise our family and our kids to be one way, but when they get out on these streets, they're grown. They make their own decisions and things go another way. So I said, yeah, he is. He walking around, Stacy. So he came home Thursday night. I'm gonna say Thursday. He came home Thursday night. He had surgery. He's in the hospital for a whole week. He was in the hospital for a whole week, and he had surgery. So now he's home, but he got an open wound. I don't do wounds. Him and his girlfriend, his fiance, dealing with that. That he got to pack and take care of every 3 days, like a slash, an open cut. He had surgery. Ugh, it's terrible. I can't do it. But I would say I most definitely have to support my child if my child's in jail. For one, I wouldn't want them to ask anybody for anything. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard through the grapevine, when owing somebody something or asking somebody for something when they in jail, it's another type of situation. So I think I would support my sons. It don't. I'm not. It's no matter what they did. I may not agree with what they did. I may detest what they did. But if they did it and they found guilty and they go to jail for it, I'm still gonna be there for them. You know what I'm saying? Even if I thought what they did was wrong, you shouldn't have did that. How could you do that? I didn't raise you like that. Even whatever the situation is, I will still support them behind bars, just because to show them that, for one, you don't want their spirits to get down. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna be enduring a lot when they go to jail, and you don't want they get in jail. Jail is not no place to be depressed. It's no place to lose hope and not have any hope, and feel isolated and alone. That's the time when you gotta show the support, the most that you can. So yeah, I would send them money. It depends on how far they are on the visits. If they were like in a local jail, I would do the visitation once a week. But if they were like out of state, maybe I have to come and visit you like 3 times a year or something like that. It all depends on the situation. So just to say, the conversation that we had, I most definitely will support my child. Let them know that I'm here. I understand the mistake that you made. Or it just depends on. We never know what our kids going to do. No, but in life, everybody always just needs support. You know what I'm saying? People just always need support to know that someone is there for them. That's just my personal opinion. That's what I would do for my sons. But thank God every day I have sons that know right from wrong, that that's never been locked up. My first of all, I got house kids. They want to act like they thugs, but ain't nobody thugging nothing. You hear what I'm saying? Ain't nobody doing nothing. They probably somebody probably say boo to them, and they probably run. I don't even know if my young men know what to do if somebody was approach them in the street the wrong way. I just don't know, because they've been under my wing for so long. I would like to know and think that they can protect themselves out in these streets, but they mama boys. I'm just gonna put it out there. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it, Liz. I saw it late last night, and I said I was going to respond to you today. Because when I saw it, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I saw it, baby. And so I was like, because I was going to I'm going to check on it for you too. And so I was just like, wow, I don't know. But I hope they don't never get in a situation that they will have to, because first of all, they don't get in those type of situations. They don't. They don't have no enemies. My kids, when growing up, they were the children on the block who house everybody wanted to go to. I had 6 boys. They were the kids on the house where the neighborhood kids wanted to hang at. They weren't the kids that, you know, for some reason always into something or something like that. I had a house full of young men in Berry Farms. And this was in the hood. My boys grew up in the hood, okay? They grew up in the hood, and they turned out to be amazing young men. They grew up in the freaking hood, and we still, and they tell me things to this point, to this day, that they said they did. I didn't know they did, but they said they did. I'm glad I know it now. But they knew, and they said, "Oh no, we walked away from that situation," and they knew when to walk away from something. And we kept boys in our backyard. The young men that they played with, we were feeding them, barbecuing, turning the grill on, sitting in the yard. You know, it's like I always knew. Somebody told me one time before, you don't always know where your son's at. That's a lie. When I used to work, and I used to work at night, and I had to be at work at 9 o'clock at night to 7 o'clock in the morning. I did 311 non-emergency. I told you I used to work for the government for over 14 years. And the last couple of years, my last 7 or 8 years, I worked at night from 9 o'clock at night to 7 o'clock in the morning. People tell me, oh, when you leave that house, your boys leave or they had company. I said, honey, you got the wrong children. I'm going to say something about me. When I leave out, I had to be working 9. So I didn't live that far, and I was driving my car. And I left at my house at 8:30. My house is locked up. I can tell you now, it could be 3 o'clock in the morning. If I would leave my job right now, all my kids in my house. I said, I can tell you, my kids, my sons never differ. They never stepped out. When I walked out that house, they locked that door behind me, and each of my children stayed in that house. They ain't had nobody in there. They stayed in that house. So I got home to 7:45 in the morning. I was home, waking them up, getting them ready for school, and then sending them out for school, and I go to bed because I got to go to work that night. So, and I only work 4 days a week because I did 12-hour shifts. So I was off Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So it was, I could say, I could call my house right now, and we would be having these conversations in the middle of the night trying to keep us up because we used to get calls. And people used to call us about their kids, telling us that their children are out of control and what can I do? I need some help with my son or my daughter. They won't listen because we were the hotline for the district. So we tell people who they need to call and give out numbers and all that stuff like that. And, and that would prompt us to have conversations about our own families and stuff. And, and I used to tell her, I said, I can call right now. Bet you my children answer the phone. I bet you all my kids in the house. I said, I don't play. I might seem like I'm a nice person. I said, but I ain't really had to be mean to my boys. When they was growing up, I really didn't have to be mean to them. I gotta be mean to them now because they think they're grown, in which they are. But when coming up, I didn't have to have a strong hand. I didn't have to threaten them or put fear in their heart. It was just that if I said it, they did it. I was blessed with that. You know what I'm saying? I was blessed with the fact that if I tell them to do something, they did it. Now I tell them to do something, I gotta tell them to do it 3 or 4 times before they do it. But when they were coming up, when they were teenagers, young men, they obeyed everything I told them. Would you say somebody say when you're weak, SoulfulT? I'm weak. I can't see that, and so I was blessed in that because even though they had somebody in their life, it wasn't a good somebody. You know what I'm saying? I had to play both parts. Even when that person was dead, I still was playing both parts, Somebody said, be glad you didn't have girls. I wanted to have girls. And people always tell me that. Be glad you ain't had girls. And I was like, I don't know. Maybe the girls would have been the same way. But you know what? I said, God gave me what he knew I could handle. He gave me boys. Because each time I got pregnant, I just knew I was having a girl. I said, oh, this is a girl. This time this is a girl. My luck ended up being a boy. And I did that thing 6 times, okay? 6 times. And each time it came out, it was a boy. Oh, thank you, Living Life in Florida. And so it said, my daughter is in her 30s and she still doesn't swear in front of me. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's a good thing. Because I got one son, my foo-foo. That's my angel. That's my editor, the one I always be called to my foo, come and do this and do that, because he's the reason why this whole YouTube thing happened. He record me, he edit me, he everything. So, I got boys. They fuss and they argue and things like that. And when they get the fussing and arguing, I'm to this day, I still play referee. So if they get the fussing and arguing, I can't even say it. Arguing. I can't even say it. Y'all know what they talking about. When they get there in that mode and somebody cuss, oh my God, foo-foo. He would tell that person, you cussing in front of my mother. And then they get the fussing. And if he cuss at them, he said, and you making me cuss in front of my mother? I don't play that. I don't cuss in front of my mother. And he'd be like, Mom, I'm sorry. And he'd be like, you better, this is what they be going on. They be fussing. Because I think when they get the fussing, they get angry. And I guess when people get angry, they get to throwing out swear words to each other. And Fufu will jump up and say, y'all better stop cussing in front of my mother. Y'all, you don't do that. And I noticed that he's the only one of all my sons that does this. Oh, please shout out my mom, Angie from St. Louis. Hey, Angie from St. Louis. How you doing, honey? Welcome, Soul Squad. Hey, and so Fufu is 20. I want to say he's 24. He was 23. Don't get me twisted. I don't know how old nobody is. Fufu either 23 or 24. And out of all my children, he is the most respectful one. He don't like cussing in front of me. He'll tell his brothers, don't be, but then he say, my mom, my mom. I thought I was everybody's mom. Hey Joy, happy New Year's. But he'll say, my mom. And you know what? And that make me notice that me and my sister and my brothers, yeah, Fufu's child, yeah, Fufu's single. Fufu said he don't want no woman until he know he could take care and do everything he need to do. He said right now he can't afford to take care of nobody but himself. I say, I know that's right, sir. He don't have no babies. He don't have no woman. But he be sneaking off every now and then, so I know he be doing something. And but he said he don't want no relationship, he don't want no kids, he don't want none. He said, right now I can't afford to take care of nobody but me. I said, I know that's right. He said, you know why he said it? He said, look at my brothers. They got kids. He said, no, I ain't doing that right now. Hey, Veronica. And so yeah, so hey, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. I ain't trying to be biased, but I told Fufu. Fufu is either 23 or 24. Keisha, he's 23 or 24. I'm gonna say he's 24 though. And I told him, I said, I do want you when you get ready to have a baby. I said, I can't wait till you have a baby. He said, why you say that, Mom? I said, because he's going to be so beautiful and chocolate. Because Fufu is a nice looking chocolate young man. I was talking to him on yesterday when I called him about our telephone because me and him said the same. I both Jackson for my freedom from duties. I called him yesterday, last night on he goes, Fufu be in the hole. We call the basement a hole. His bedroom is in the basement in the hole. And I told him last night, I called him on FaceTime because I asked him, did you call the people about the telephone service? Because we was having an issue with our telephone and we're on the same plan. He said, no, I ain't calling yet, but I'm about to call him. He got this deep voice. And I said, look at you. He said, what? I said, you're just so handsome. He said, Mom, get off my phone. I don't know if but I just look at him. I said, you was just so